More Star Trek toy time, this time Macro Machines. Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here with another unboxing for you. This time it's the Globe Micro Machines. Now, there's going to be a few on this little series anyway. There's one I want to do which has got... I need to buy one to be honest, but I've got the rest of them in the set anyway. This is set 1. This is a collector's set 1 of 3. I don't have set 3, I also don't have another one. The set 3 is so rare it's ridiculous. I saw one on eBay, it went for a £5 apparently. Completely missed it. But this is set 1. This has the first 5, I think it is the first 5 in the blister packs, which had 3 in, so obviously this will be the first set with the original series, then the movies, then a Next Generation set, another Next Gen set, and a Deep Space Nine set, which came free with one of the few, which actually did quite a few to be honest, came with the Enterprise A. It'd be nice if you could actually just get Enterprise A and just scratch off the A and then make it the refit of that. But I'm going to show you these. I love these because these were one of the... They weren't the first mini model. I think that might be the Romando, which I've already got another video on the channel for. But the small mini... They used to call them candy toys because they used to come with some candy. I think the Futura ones came with chocolate-covered rice... It wasn't rice, was it wheat? Shredded wheat? It's a weird thing, but it's a Japanese... Yeah, it's sweet. It was nice enough to eat them back then. I wouldn't buy some now, which has got the packet in, because they will definitely have gone off. So this is set 1. Let's start on set 1. Let me get this open, because you've got inside, right in the corner here, there's a bag of stands that these stand on. This isn't, I don't know, as I do know, this has been opened, because most of these will have a piece of wire holding them in place. This doesn't. So it has been opened, it has been probably played with. It's not in too bad a condition. I mean, you can see absolutely everything. The back's pretty good. There's a crease line on the back, so this might have been flattened down one time or other. But it shows you all that's in this full set, the Reliant. There is one cock-up, and I think, yes, they do have on this one. Yeah, this is from Star Trek 6 to Undiscovered Country. There is a set out there which has this, but we'll come to that later. So, let me get this unboxed and actually show you the models themselves. So here they are out of the box. Just for sake, I will be taking off these pieces of sellotape and pushing these in. I won't be putting fresh pieces of tape on because they're yellow, I don't like them. And the other side has never been opened. So that will be coming off anyway, but that's for me to restore this box anyway a little bit. So there's a plastic, crap plastic on top of it. Bag full of unused, I think they're unused. I hope they're unused. Oh, it might not be. Hang on, might be. Don't know, but these are the stands for them anyway. So let's start off with the first set. You could get blister packs on these, which was nice, but you had to rip them open. These, at least you can open them up and play with these. But these are tiny. I mean, if you watch any of my Eagle Moss videos, you'll know that I scale things by the size of my hand, which either Eagle Moss are the length between my finger and my wrist, or the width between either there, or possibly maybe the thumb to there, but it's never really both unless it's an XL. These, I mean, yes, they're not straight. We know they're not straight, and there's a big whopping hole in the bottom to put the stand on. So the stand is these little, they're kind of hopefully stick in and you won't notice them anyway, so they'll fit backwards. That doesn't want to fit in there. I don't know whether it's... Oh, there, no, yes. So it technically fits, and then the stand's backwards and it leans forward. That's how they all go. There's no special stands like Eagle Moss where you've got different positions for it to go. So get that out of the way. So we have the Constitution class Enterprise, NCC-1701. No bloody A, B, C, or D. They're not actually badly detailed. You've got the navigation deflector on the front there. There's markings on the hull, top and bottom of the primary hull, the saucer bridge section, the actual lift at the back, which was always weird because the lift was always over to the side, but then they made it sort of, you didn't look through the view screen that way, you actually looked at it that way. So yeah, you're actually driving the ship that way, but you're actually driving it that way because the view screen's over here. Technically, that's how they got away with it being there, not banging behind the captain. Yeah, it was kind of production, sort of. They wanted to see guests appearing from the lift, but it was always behind Kirk, and Kirk was in the way. That's fine. We don't mind. But there's lots of little detail here. The back of the warp nacelles here, the domes, there were different types anyway from different iterations, very badly painted over with the red, which I could quite easily dab that back over again, and the NCC-1701 on the side. Like I said, these are made from a very flexible plastic. These are, yeah, they're cheap, but not too cheap. But if ever any of these are properly twisted round, you can get a hairdryer on them, warm the plastic up a little bit, probably hold it in place. I would probably recommend having a sink of water or something like that. Hold it in place, just dip it under the water so it will then flash go cold. If you look on the back there, that is not level. That is really up. That wants to come down, or that wants to go up. So, yes. Klingon battle cruiser. Always classed as a Klingon battle cruiser. Never classed as the D... Was it? I think Spock is a D7. But it was always the Tekinga... It's easy for me to say. And, yeah... It's a lovely ship. There's a lot of detail. This is from the original series. It's very well detailed for the 60s. I mean, lots of smooth edges. This is what the style was. Lots of grilling. Lots and lots of grilling on here, which is nice to see. Some glow-in-the-dark green top bits there. I'm relatively certain this isn't what the person who's had this before me has touched up. But you never really know, really. Green on the back, there should be red. Klingon. Yeah, I got these little bits under here. I didn't think these had these bits, or even this is production gone too far with the flashing. We've cut too much off, but painted grey, a few touches, done. And then we have the Romulan bird of prey. Really interesting ship because you've got lots of the style of the Federation, the circular, if not like a D shape or a C shape, a horseshoe sort of shape on the whole thing, but then you have this massive bird of prey. Just covers everything over. I mean, the Picard Series 1 had got one of these, and it looked like... We never really seen a refit bird of prey, and this is kind of 140 years after the original series, 135 probably. So, yes, these would have been refitted by then. So it looked really good with the green and the bits and the phasers. And yes, it had the cut off there because that's a big weak point. Same as the Constitution class, big weak point in the ship. So let's get on to the movies ones. Now we have the Excelsior, and this is one of my favourite ships. I saw this in Star Trek 3 and was like, yes, definitely want that as a model. And I do have it behind me, all nicely lit up. Could do with doing one of the newer ones as the original, because this is actually wrong. This is very incorrect, due to the fact that it's an NCC, so that's Star Trek 6, and it's got the single, the trans-warp crystal bit on the back there. So this should be the NX. However, by movie magic, we have an NX. This came with a special set. Right, if you want to know a little bit more about these, memory-alpha.fandom.com/wiki/galoob, and it will show you a full list of all the ones that came, the first issues, the reissues, the second issues, all goes down past Voyager and into these collections, the bronze, the platinum ones. Yes, but this came with a set which was meant to be a collector's set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So it was these three. Hang on, yes. Trying to just get. I think it was that, and the Borg. Yes, Romulan, Reliant, Excelsior. Yeah, it had 9 of them inside it, original series, but it had the NX instead. But this was a printing mistake. They were never meant to make NX 2000. But with a single crystal, this is correct. I mean, it's not straight again. This is what we get with these candy toys, shall we say. I mean, you've got variants between the two to start with without even trying. But this is just production. It's fine. But I do love the Excelsior class. This is a Constitution plus. I do love this as a model. But again, it's an NX or NCC. The NCC goes in this, but the NX doesn't. But even that, the lettering is a lot thinner on the top. And you'll probably find other variants, possibly if you look hard enough, but I can't, so I won't. Yes, there's just little production areas, like a little bit of yellow missing there and there, little tiny dribs. Yes, done. But we'll leave you up there, NX. If you want one of those, good luck finding one. If not, there are sets out there. I don't really think they were in the UK, but I think you can get them imported from America. Some guys in America who actually got those anyway. I think there's actually a moment, depending on when this has actually been published, this video, will be when there is one on for sale, I think for £20 or something. So it's, since I bought this entire set for £15, is it or is it not worth it? Klingon Bird of Prey, Star Trek 3. So this is a nice, very green ship. There are scenes in Star Trek 3 that does show it in this colour. It's a little bit too much. I think, to be honest, you might have seen it on Vulcan at this colour. So yeah, in the Vulcan light, it does glow up quite badly. They made two versions of this, and I don't think it's in the second one. I think it might be in the third. It's the USS Bounty, HMS Bounty, sorry, where the wings actually fold up. This doesn't, because this is completely wedged and made into one. I don't think you can actually make this into a wing foldable one. But there's a lot of detail on there. This is bends, we know, and this should be black because they're all green, but it's still a nice, yeah, Klingon design. I was watching a video the other day. There's a guy who looks at the background scenes on all videos. I think it's, oh, I forgot the guy's name. Is it E.C. Henry or it's some? I don't know, but he does lots of background looks at something in the, which is probably a matchbox, like from Star Wars, Star Trek, things from the Battle of Sector 001. There was a little tiny little dot in the back corner, which turns out to be very similar to the Millennium Falcon. But he's done one. It was the first Klingon encounter. We never saw the ship, but it kind of looks a bit like this. The whole ship, where he designed it, and it looks like a very pre-Bird of Prey. But yeah, I do recommend this channel if you can find it. If not, then I'll see if I can post a link if somebody reminds me. So the USS Reliant, Star Trek 2. So this is pre these two. It's basically a Constitution class saucer, lots built onto the back, and then this extra section wedged on top of it as well, with a couple of decks. I mean, the original version of this wasn't meant to be that way around. It was meant to be this. But we've done a video on that, on the model that came with the Eagle Moss. So the nacelles being up, they're actually underneath it. We could actually use it as landing legs if you didn't. Yeah, if these weren't so fragile that you could land and not smash off the nacelles. But still, a lot of detail on it. To be honest, the AMT model had got less detail than this. So they did really well with this. And they got the name right as well. So there was something like Eagle Moss going Enterprise on some of the shuttles. Next gen time. So, isn't this the Vor'cha class? There you go. It's just a completely different colour. A ridiculously weird, I don't know, is it an luminescent green? Is it just a, I don't know, it's the next generation's version of the Klingon battlecruiser, but it is fun. It's definitely fun. And they've missed out a lot of paint on here, but, or have they? Or is that just overzealous paint on there? No, that's fine, it doesn't go on the inside. But yeah, we've got a lot of design work here to get something like this. It looks like it's too designed, to be honest, because it looks thin anyway, but all these little triangles and stuff makes it look like there's too much on there. For a model this small, that does need heat on there to bring this down a lot. But I'm not going to bother with that. Is this the Shuttlecraft Berman? Yes, there we go. There's a Berman. With the Enterprise on the side. It's the Enterprise, isn't it? I think so, yes. So this was Shuttle 5, was it? No, I don't know. But still, it's a very basic shuttle. Very nice in scale. Almost in scale to the 1/350th scale Polar Lights model kit. Possibly a little bit too big, but actually not bad at all. If you ever wanted to pretend that may be in the 24th century, Constitution class is still around, put a couple of these in, redo the stickers on the side. Yeah, it would be very easy to do. This might fit, but probably, yeah, it might fit. Nice little vents on the top of there. size-wise. They are tiny, they are good, but then again, they are called micro machines. The D-X, which is the Romulan warbird. Strange how they got the blue bits on there and painted dabs inside of here, blue when it was all green. But again, a nicely designed ship. Looked very big, but so much space inside. The only problem is that support right in the middle. It has to be child friendly. So when kids will get this, it's squashed down. Yes, I get the idea, to be honest. You could quite easily, as a model maker, just separate both these, because that's connected there. And over the back here, you could separate it into two halves. Cut that support bit out. And then, yeah. But now the plastics are getting hard. So it should be able to split, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as is. It's original. I mean, they always get me with this, like it's a face of a falcon or something. Very nice, very good. The D-X. Yes. Next we have the Enterprise D, and anybody watching this now who does the Enterprise D build, this is what you probably may be getting eventually, but we've got production issues with the Enterprise D build. When the next episode comes, I do not know. I've got 78 and we don't know. But this is Galaxy class. It's okay for what it is. It looks pretty much straight. There's a big gap down there between the secondary and the primary hull, well below the neck. There is a version on this which comes saucer separated. Lots of lifeboats. A lot of detail on here. Apart from this big silly made in China sticker thing on the back of there, which kind of spoils it, which I suppose we could rub down a little bit and then paint over, maybe scraping some extra panel lines if ever needed. But still on here, it's a little bit of a iffy on there. You've got a raised section where it should just be flat against the hull, but you don't mind these. This is a tiny little ship. I mean, scale wise, yep, that's meant to fit inside there. Yes, no, that's not going to happen. So nice. You'll find out with these that there are lots of variants, and this is one of them. This is the rattle version. Where's the rattle on here? You can take this to pieces. These are 4 sections. It's just a cube. Looks like somebody may have took this to pieces before a little bit. Is it raised? No, I don't know. But there is something wants to be taken out of there. There was 2 versions of this. One which is a black and a grey one which had browner highlights on here. So again, there's variation. Even the Enterprise, the fonts on the front of it were a different variation on some others as well. So you've got basically, I think there's 2 panels which are just different. You've got one with this X's on there. No. Yes. 2 X's on the side. 2 X's on the side. No X's on there. 2 X's on the side. So I think, yeah, they're there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the one with the hole is got the 3 X's. Missed it completely. Yes, but the top and the bottom are, this is just where they're produced together anyway, but it's a nice Borg cube. Big hole in the bottom, but you'd mount it that way anyway. So. And then the Ferengi Marauder. Okay, fine. This is a Ferengi. Looks like it should go that way to be more, but it's not. It goes that way, so it looks like it's got its shoulders up, it's hunched up, it's ready for battle. 2 weapons right on the end of the warp nacelles area, should we say. I probably could channel the power from the warp engine straight to the phaser banks, so that's not too bad, although there were phasers on the front of here as well. You know, the Ferengi here, little Ferengi insignias. Again, a lot of detail on these. For cheap kids' toy models, they're very, very well detailed. It's quite good for what you get for these. And then Deep Space Nine. Now, this is one of my favourite shuttles. The, is it the Danube class Runabout? I mean, I always thought these were one deck. You got the bit and back. It was first shown, it was shown in, it was either Emissary or it was the end of Series 6 on... No, because Next Generation used it for Series 6. Yes, because it was in Emissary. First time we saw one of these. Nice warp system, warp engines there. Cockpit on the front, quarters on the back. Yeah. There was a model that somebody brought out, I think it was the Playmates one. It actually got this part here, right up top of here. It looked really weird from what the actual paintwork was. I mean, they sold it like that. I think this is the Rio Grande 72452. Could be wrong. We'll usually say underneath there, right on the edge of the corner there. I mean, they're a nice shuttle. Not very quick at all. And then one of the biggest ones they brought out with, which is the Deep Space Nine station, or Terok Nor, depending on which side of the border you're from. So a nice big enough size starbase. I mean, you can't really, could you? No, it's got to be a little bit smaller than that, I think. I mean, what can, is that too big? Way too big. No, well, no. So scale-wise, it's not to scale with any of these. Phaser banks around here. There was also extra add-ons over the seasons for phaser banks, torpedoes. I'm not sure if right inside there is a bit of gloss or whether or not one of the stands has been put in and broke off. I don't think either, but it's a nice enough station. It's no Starbase 1. I have to think that what that is inside there is some glue that's dried off. And it is pretty much cheap, but it's perfectly usable, perfectly good model. And finally, we have the Galor class. Cardassian battleship. Always reminds me of like it's almost like a scorpion with a sting in its tail, but it's also not. It's the weirdest flat, like a stingray, like a, I don't know, it's a mishmash of a lot of things. Always this sand-coloured yellow, the Cardassians. So all the Federation and the different ones, we always use different colours anyway. Green, orange, yellow, brown, blues. But yeah, there's always a certain colour that you could easily denote for the different types of, species. The part on there, Cardassian emblem. I mean, they are quite good. For what they are, these are pretty good models for when they were. Granted, the Eaglemoss stuff now will use a file that somebody has computer generated, which then will 3D print or production print something with one of those, which is fine. Back then, no, these were injection molded and then hand painted. And for these were out in 93, I think they were. So 93, 94, I'm guessing 93. So for now, they're almost 30 years old. So actually not bad for the age. And it looks like this Enterprise D has been in the wars. It does need heating up, and that does need to come down. The starboard nacelle looks perfectly fine. It's very thick on here. Very, very thick. But if it was thinner, actually you could get away with it, because these bits are. So I don't know why they made this really thick. They were only a limited production run, but they did come with quite a few different specials. So you got the Federation logo on the side there, Enterprise on the back of here, 1701A. So yeah, they never did a 1701, the refit version, but it's still not a bad little model. It's really good. Like I said, this does need heating up. I don't know which way it's twisted. That's the thing with it. It could be just twisted at the top, like heat up and put it to there, and then the pylon looks stupid. It could be in here at the bottom. It could be here at the top. Let's come down as well. Yeah, that's fine. That's for another day anyway. But I'm not destroying these at present. Far too many of these little slots on the back of there. Yeah. And there's a new version of Star Trek the Motion Picture coming out soon. Well, I actually think it's already out. And it's got the more up-to-date 4K version and has more different effects on certain things. I think major thing is you see more of the V'Ger when it's in orbit. But we've, again, the models, Eaglemoss covered that one with doing what they do. And with me doing what I do, it's already got a review. So just search on the channel, you'll easily find it. So that is set one on the collectors for the micro machines for the Star Trek. So if you like that, please like, share and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Consider being a Patreon. It will help out the channel, help out me no end. Yeah, give it a like, give it a comment, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.